It's Mooman.
Mooman?
This is not a dream.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is Mooman. It is Mooman on the mic.
Yo, what's going on? It's your mans once again, Mooman on the mic with another episode of the Initiative Podcast where we get into everything celebrity news, world news, sociology, psychology, and WTF. Let's get it. Okay. As y'all know, I got to start out with my shout outs, man. And the shout out of the day today for this episode goes to, I believe, Passenger 17. On Facebook is making his rounds. You had this girl who stuck up for this other girl that was needing to catch a plane. You see what I'm saying? And the other girl was a little timid. She didn't know, how to speak up for herself. She, the girl in which I'm referring to, has gotten the shout out. She got up, took it upon herself to let everybody know y'all got to move out the way. She is, on par to deal with a family crisis. She needs to get there. And not only did that girl make it to where she needed to go, she came on Facebook and made a video expressing her deepest gratitudes for allowing, for this girl who let her make sure she got out there, move the people out the way and just make sure that she got where she needed to go. So shout out to Passenger 17. All right, let's get into the headline hero. Okay, so the headline hero is Mental Health Awareness Month, okay? Well, Mental Health Awareness Month is not just Mental Health Awareness Month. Mental Health Awareness Month includes children mental health awareness, older people mental health awareness, everybody who is aware of their mental health and needs to have outlets or who is suffering from some sort of mental sensitivities, mental inhibitions. Now is the time, this is the month to really express everything that's on your mind, to get it all out. You know what I mean? To show appreciation for the ones who show appreciation to you when you're expressing your mental sensitivities. And perhaps there are certain mental sensitivities that we all suffer from, right? And certain mental sensitivities that keep us from really expressing ourselves, just depending on which ones they are. Like I said in my last episode, there's an array of them. And all I'm saying is, if you are suffering from suicidal thoughts, if you are suffering from the mental disorder of racism or of prejudice, if you are suffering from the mental disorder of anxiety, that's an emotional disorder, but it definitely affects the mind. Let me know. Inbox me. Get to somebody. Talk to somebody. You are not alone. Believe me, there are more people that go through it than you will ever know and understand. And when you meet with us, we are nothing but love. We are nothing but fellowship, and we are nothing but making sure that we stay straight and keep our minds sane moving into 2026, okay? Especially with what's going on into the world, the leadership, exchange, wealth, everything. All right, so let's keep it going. But ladies and gentlemen, it's time to hunt. We getting into the hunt. Let's get into some headline hunting.
Let's do it. We on the hunt. Headline hunting.
Okay, let's go. Headline hunting. Jadakiss and Fat Joe are teaming up to enter the podcast space with their new show, Joe and Jada, where they'll discuss movies, sports, culture, and more. Press release on Monday, May 5th. Confirmed the show will be produced by The Volume and Rock Nation, airing 2 episodes a week. All right, they're looking pretty good. Shout out to Jadakiss and Fat Joe. Rest in peace to Fat Joe's mom. She just recently passed and transitioned on. So rest in power to her. I'm looking forward to Fat Joe and Jada. Let's get it. Headline hunting. Jeezy threatened with jail time over breaching divorce agreement if he continued not to comply with the terms of his divorce deal with Jeannie Mai. As y'all know, been following it for the last couple of years. Jeezy and Jeannie Mai, they've been going through it. And we're not talking about highs. We're talking about very petty things. So you see what I'm saying? We only her and Jeezy know what happened. We only get details here and there throughout the years, but according to In Touch Weekly, the Atlanta rapper appeared in court on Monday, April 28th, where it showed he willfully failed to hand over the title to a 2021 Range Rover to his ex-wife. And I'm like, Jeezy, give up the range, bro. I know you're being petty, but I really don't know everything that's going on, so it's like, how can I judge? These are only just opinions, but damn, Jeezy, damn. A few months after the divorce was finalized, Mai filed paperwork accusing Jeezy of non-compliance, including failure to pay child support costs, depositing $500K into the account, but that was all that there was. In turn, he wanted her to pay $20K in legal fees. You know what I'm saying? He acquired from defending himself. This week's court appearance was, a part of that. Dang. And all I'm saying is it just gets pettier from here. But again, I wish Jeannie and Jeezy the best. I feel like they need to find the right co-parenting key on the piano and get to playing it, because it only goes down from here. Ladies and gentlemen, the headline hunting, let's go. Let me hit y'all with some hip hop weekly releases. Mind you, the 2 megawatt releases coming out. All right. June 6th, the Carter 6, Lil Wayne, period. July 18th, right after that, after we get our Carter 6 fill, that we got the Navy album from Roddy Ricch. Come on, okay? I feel like that's going to be a new classic. When y'all want to talk about the best albums of the year, there's competition, and it's just been getting bigger, okay? Keep this in mind. Young Thug with his UI Scooey, keep that in mind. You see what I'm saying? Keep this in mind for, albums that did drop. But if y'all hadn't gotten a chance to listen to some of these albums, let me let y'all know. Go listen to Festival Season from St. John. That's my guy. Hey, St. John, he got some bars. Okay, he got some tunes. He's cold. You got Wick from Nardo Wick. Dragon Season at the Equinox from Busta Rhymes. Come on, Busta Rhymes. Who doesn't love Busta Rhymes? Who doesn't love Busta Rhymes? You see what I'm saying? And then you got Black Samson, the Bastard Swordsman from the Wu-Tang Clan, and the Alchemist. These are what's currently spinning in my iHeart, my Pandora, my personal spin sets playlist throughout the internet. You see what I'm saying? If y'all need some new music, they're all new. That all came out literally this year. You see what I'm saying? My thing is, if y'all need some creativity in the music, these are some of the most creative pieces and the most creative rollouts of the year, in my personal opinion. You see what I'm saying? Nardo Wick, St. John, Busta Rhymes, Wu-Tang Clan, and the Alchemist. What more can you want? And I come from an era, there just had to be creativity. You see what I'm saying? Had to be creativity. There had to be, a message. You got to get through into an episode, get into the next episode. You know what I mean? Like, that's Dr. Dre. Shout out to the next episode. You see what I'm saying? Like, these kind of anecdotes of creativity has always defined what hip hop is, and it's defining what the podcast is. Don't get me wrong. The creators out here is doing work. Okay. They're shooting whole TVs, just, whole TV series, on their podcasts and on their social media outlets, and it is beautiful to see, especially when you get the business right. And as y'all know, I'm always about business, from crypto to litero. Okay, it's all about business for me, and you got to get the business right when you're talking about entering the realm of creating, especially when you're trying to combine finances, contracts. And keep this in mind, you can write off contracts. You see what I'm saying? Depending on what deals they are, everyone is making their deals. And I love to see that. I love to see people making their deals in the industry, outside of the industry. The industry want them so bad so they can get some broadcasting IP. You know what I mean? Like, they either they're going to hit you with top dollar or they're going to hit you with opportunity. Now, don't get it wrong. It's the music business, okay? From the greatest of the great podcasts that I listen to, I always keep in mind the advice. Get the music business part right first. You know what I'm saying? Talent can only take you so far. Hard work can take you the rest of the way. But having business, smarts, and savvy will take you to the stars and beyond. And that's a fact. You see what I'm saying? As we know, this is nothing. This is about budgeting. You know what I'm saying? This is nothing about budgeting, and making sure that you have your media machine, your machine of discipline, your machine of consistency and commitment to being a creative in the podcast realm, or being a creative in the author, screenwriting, producing, the directing realms. You see what I'm saying? Like, with Sinners, come on. That right there is a testament, a current testament to how far true originality, true creativity, true dedication, true sponsorship. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, sponsorship is what I meant. And just the love of the craft. You see what I'm saying? That's how far it can get you. Now imagine applying that same level, high level of commitment and consistency into the podcast realms. You got to find your niches. You know what I'm saying? Mine's is a spoken word podcast. I have my niche. And shout out to all the other podcasts. Again, like I said in the last episode, I am fiending to get to that podcast festival, the fourth one next year. You see what I'm saying? Like I'm fiending, okay? You understand what I'm saying? Somebody get in touch with somebody. Moon Man on the mic, the Initiative Podcast. We're not gonna stop. We're gonna keep pushing, okay? Every episode for as long as it takes. I got more spoken word pieces coming out, and I know I've been saying that. But we're gonna get into the back of the house headline right around now. Okay, back of the house headline. Check this out, okay? And then, like I said, if you're in the back of the house, that doesn't mean you're on the bottom of the list. No, it doesn't mean you're any less important. No, you're in the back of the house because we move forward into every episode. We clear the front and we check the back. In the back of the house is NPR, World Associated Press. Back of the house headlines. Mexico president says she rejected Trump's plan to send U.S. troops across the border. And if y'all haven't been paying attention, Donald Trump declared all Mexican gangs as terrorist organizations. All right. The U.S. Northern Command has surged troops and equipment to the border, increased manned surveillance flights to monitor fentanyl trafficking along the border, and sought expanded authority for U.S. Special Forces to work closely with Mexican forces. Now that sounds like a reciprocal tit for tat, but unfortunately, you know what I'm saying? Sheinbaum's hardline stance Saturday signaled that the U.S. pressure for unilateral military intervention would put her and Trump on a collision course after months of cooperation on immigration and trade. So she is looking at it with a level of foresight. Trump looks at it with a level of a hard-line fist. You see what I'm saying? To stop the fentanyl surge, stop the drugs, and it all has come to a much-needed stop. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention that it was killing so many people every week, so many people every month, so many people every year. He wasn't playing with it. He was being real. But Sheinbaum's, and I quote, said, "We can work together, but you in your territory and us in ours." You see what I'm saying? We can do a unilateral commitment across the borders. We don't need to dissolve the border from what it seems to portray a reciprocal unilateral intervention. No, we can keep the borders the way it is. We can keep certain things the way they do, kind of tight. You know what I mean? She has her sovereignty. She's running it down there, and I respect that. You know what I'm saying? And I hope that Trump respects it. You see what I'm saying? And we can push forward to having a better relationship with South America from Mexico. You have to understand, there are multiple different cartels, mafias, globalists, CIA outfits. There's a bunch of different, players and actors within the continent that is South America and all of its countries. And so you got to be particular. You see what I'm saying? This is, it's chess down there, not checkers. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes it's Uno, all right? It's going to catch you off guard if you're not prepared. You know what I mean? But, as far as South America goes moving into the future, and as far as Canada goes into the future, you know what? My mind is this. If you're not going to surround yourself around a center on this western side of the hemisphere, you know what I'm saying? A center of communications or a center of headquartering military might or philosophical might or academic outreach. You know what I'm saying? There has to be a headquarters for all of such moving forward into a division that could potentially be happening in the near future. You got to get your cards in order, and you got to play the right cards at the right times. At least you find yourself without any cards or without any money on the Monopoly board, or the king falling over. You see what I'm saying? On the chessboard. I mean, and these are the facts, and yes, I said that very dramatically because these are the facts. This is what you need to have foresight, hindsight, and insight into when you are leading or you become a leader of the free world. And you don't have to be as high as the president or controlling continents. Nah, you can start small in your community service neighborhood. Shout out to Tesla Figaro with the Push the Line movement. Start out with your local neighborhood. Start out with your city council. Start out with your neighborhood watch. All right. Yes, you can start it out even from there. You know what I mean? Because that's what's going to count when we guard our future with our children and we move on to bigger and better things into 2026, hopefully. But it is your man's Moon Man on the mic, okay? I want to thank everybody for listening to this episode 24, and I will see y'all on the next episode. Let's get it.
I don't mean no disrespect, but no way. I can't listen to you, I do this my own way.